Hi students, it's good to see you again. This week we're learning about Orange Shirt Day. Orange Shirt Day is a very important day in the year. It's September 30th. It's the day when all of us in Canada, we think about what happened to First Nations or Indigenous or Native people in Canada. In particular, we think about the children. Every child matters. This is what we will learn about. Today's lesson, I will teach you a very important term, a very important phrase. A phrase is a group of words. This word phrase is mitakuye-asin. Mitakuye-asin. It's a native term. Native people in Canada were very badly treated by the government. The government took the children from the Native people, took them away. They couldn't see their families anymore. They had to live in a school called a residential school. In the residential school, they weren't allowed to see their parents. They couldn't have their hair nice. They had to cut their hair off and look like white people. They weren't allowed to speak their language. They weren't allowed to practice their customs. There's so many things they weren't allowed. They weren't treated properly. They weren't loved well. All of them had to live in barracks, in beds, all together in the same room. The people there didn't like the Native people, and they thought that they weren't supposed to be Native. They wanted to make them all white. Here's a boy who was once with his family, but when they took him away, they took away his identity. They took away who he was, and they tried to make him into a white boy. It's very sad, and it hurt many, many, many people, and it still hurts Native people today in Canada. Orange Shirt Day remembers all these bad things that happened to Native people in Canada, to First Nations people in Canada, to Indigenous people in Canada. This is a medicine wheel. This is a Native symbol. It's Native people made this medicine wheel, and it has a special meaning. Do you see the 4 colors on the medicine wheel? They can mean many, many, many different things. And they call it a wheel because it's round, and they call it medicine because it's good for us. It's good for Native people. It helps them be healthy. It helps them be happy. It helps them not be sad, not to feel sick in their heart or in their mind. The medicine wheel includes everything. The medicine wheel of the Native people includes everything to the north and everything to the south and everything to the west and everything to the east. It includes all things. All things are in the medicine wheel. See, there's what we call a compass rose. Our compass rose is like the medicine wheel, but ours just does directions. The medicine wheel is much deeper, much more important. What else can the medicine wheel do and mean? The medicine wheel doesn't just mean everything, it means all of time. It talks about when you were a little boy or a little girl, when you were born, when you were a child, when you were a baby. And the medicine wheel tells us about when you are a youth or a teenager like you are now. The medicine wheel then talks about the time when you grow up and you maybe become a parent, or at least you're an adult. And the medicine wheel teaches us and teaches Native people about old age and when you get ready to go and die. So the medicine wheel talks about all of time, but for Native people, the medicine wheel tells them that time is a circle. Time goes around. You go to birth, you go to youth, you go to an adult, you go to death, then you come back and you go around like all nature goes around. This is the way that Native people understand time. This is called the circle of life. So many things in nature are a circle, aren't they? Right? So many things. Nature wants to be a circle. There's the earth. And the sun wants to be a circle. The moon wants to be a circle. Even the rocks become circles because when the water rushes over the rocks, it turns the rocks smooth and round. And spider webs, spiders think in circles. Everything in nature is in a circle. The cycle of the seasons go in a circle. There's the spring, there's the summer, there's the fall, and there's the winter. And after winter, that's right, you get spring again. This is the way that Native people think about time. But in white culture, we think of time as a line, a straight line, from past, present, to future. Where in the past, we leave the past behind and we go to the future. This is different. A line is not the same thing as a circle. So they think differently. Nature makes circles everywhere. Circles are natural. Birds live in a circle. And when birds make eggs, the eggs are kind of a circle. Native people, they like to live in a circle too, because they understand that the circle is the way to be happy. The circle is the way to be part of nature. And they will build a medicine wheel, like the one we saw, on the land. This medicine wheel is in Nose Hill Park in Calgary. Our houses and where we live are not circles. White people live in squares. White people live in rectangles. See the rectangle or the square? There's a rectangle. So many. The shape is different. The shape is very different. See that? Different thinking. White people build skyscrapers. And we live in city blocks. This is a city block. White people think in pyramids. We think that we are so important. We are up on the top. Humans are so much more important than every other animal. Every other animal, all plants, they're not as important as us. I'm so important. I will do whatever I want to all the animals. I will do whatever I want to the plants. I will do whatever I want to the earth. It's mine. It is my thing. I'm not part of it. It is owned by me. Native people don't think that way. Native people think of the circle of life. We are all part of the same nature. All of us are one. All of us are together. There is no pyramid. There is no triangle where we are on the top. We are equal with all other animals and plants. This is the meaning of Mitakuye-Oyasin. Mitakuye-Oyasin. We are all related. All my relations. All of us are part of the same. This is how we need to understand ourselves. When we understand ourselves as all related and all part of the same family, we won't mistreat other people. We won't treat them badly. We won't put them in residential schools because they are our family, right? We won't treat animals badly because we are like them. We won't treat the mountains and the sky and the seas and oceans badly because they are us and we are them. We are all related. Mitakuyasin. This is a very important thing to think about. This is something we can all learn from Native people. If we feel alone with so many people around us, maybe we were lonely. I feel alone. Or when we pollute the earth, or when we don't take care of the earth and we make it sick, and maybe all the animals and trees and plants and everything will get sick and die. This is because we don't think about ourselves as part of everyone else. Mitakuyasin. I am a part of you, you are a part of me. We can get rid of all these problems if we learn from Native people. Mitakuyasin. Mitakuyasin. All of us are related. I'll see you next time.